Bumbuckler.
So go on. So tell me the difference between what you would describe as wall furniture and a real painting.
Well, I'm not describing anything as a real painting. That's
Yeah.
What I'm describing as wall furniture is normally it's the stuff of which the art market is made. Okay. These are carriers or ciphers. They're just vessels to carry aspirations and things projected onto them.
Okay.
You go into a gallery, and the number of times I've spoken to a dealer, and they've used words like beautiful. Yeah, like her work is like really beautiful, and his work is beautiful.
Yeah.
And what they're forgetting to say is it's quite expensive and it's lucrative, and you wouldn't have a shop. Because that's what most galleries are, they're shops.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a shop like this in sort of, in West End if it weren't for the fact that the profit margins are, sky high.
Yeah.
And, and as I say, in the last 30 years, when, what should we say, some pretty wacky capital came into the equation.
Absolutely.
Where you name your own price.
So would you say that injection of money into the art world or whatever has seriously ruined it?
Well, it's always been dysfunctional. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the market is without morality, and so the language of the art market, which is about shifting stuff and eulogizing and marketing, has now slipped in along with the dominance of the art market to subsume this form of the art world in general.
Yes.
It's become a sort of a monoculture. Right. Whereas before there was a kind of sort of it wasn't just a duality.
Yeah.
It was a multiplicity of voices and value systems, and it frees everybody. The people standing around when you're making the film just sort of saying how beautiful everything is and how happy they are and how wonderful it is and how they like things, and you think, gosh, I really don't want to be a part of this world. I don't identify with it. I don't actually. And I'm not the only person who doesn't identify, who is a practitioner, who's been in the business for 50 years, half a century.
I mean, you've been a lot longer than me, but I felt utterly isolated from the art world, and I felt just completely on the outside of it. But I think you were saying to me, other people.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that look, the more time you spend hanging around in galleries, the more kind of in places like Hoxton or Cork Street or wherever whichever it is, whichever time historically, the more inane, the more corrupted, and I do use that word. It's the thinking that has become corrupted.
Yeah.
The spiel of the kind of the galleries has become the kind of dominant discourse, right?
Yeah.
And they don't really know how people like myself think about what we do, and they don't give full credit for how complex and how rich and how how complex that is. So,
what I was going to say, I just love the way you describe how it's the thinking that's been infiltrated or damaged, but because when you say that, you literally mean that thinking is what produces the painting.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. So you get, it's blindingly obvious what I'm saying.
Of course,
yes.
but
because when you go around, as I say, freeze, to mention it again, you look at the stuff and I don't know. You recognise its aspiration straight away because it's not that smart.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Well, that's sad, isn't it?
Tragic. Absolutely tragic. Yeah.
And the other thing I thought that was quite fascinating is that the art schools, I mean, correct me if I haven't explained it right, but the art schools, because they want to produce famous, successful, wealthy people, are also confusing the thinking in the, or ruining it.
But basically, they've caved into political pressure.
Bumbuckler.